Hello to everyone out there. I'm Poetic Heretic, and tonight I have an article for you that is so weird, I'm almost not sure what to think of it. However, rather than giving my opinion, I'm just going to present it and let you decide for yourself what you think of this information. It is called The Worlds of the Paranormal, the Supernatural, and the Occult Government Programs by Nick Redfern. Back in 2010, I wrote a book titled Final Events, its subtitle, and the Secret Government Group on Demonic UFOs and the Afterlife. The story was focused on a small group of people in the US government who were convinced that the UFO phenomenon had nothing to do with aliens, but everything to do with demons. In some form, the group still exists, albeit primarily in an advisory fashion. It's worth noting, however, that there have been other programs and projects that dug deep into the issue of the paranormal, but without a UFO connection. I'll start with a program from back in the 1960s, I think it is supposed to say. Its name was Operation Often. It all began in the latter part of the 1960s with one Dr. Sidney Gottlieb. Having secured a PhD in chemistry from the California Institute of Technology in the 1940s, Gottlieb, in 1951, was offered the position of head of the chemical division of the CIA's technical services staff. Mind control, hypnosis, the manipulation of the human mind, and the nurturing of quote-unquote Manchurian candidate-style figures were very much the order of the day. It was work that Gottlieb dedicated himself to for years. In 1968, however, life and work changed significantly for Gottlieb. Welcome to the world of Operation Often. Without doubt, the creation of Gottlieb, Operation Often was kickstarted thanks to the then director of the CIA, Richard Helms. Gottlieb very quickly convinced Helms that the CIA should explore the fields of the paranormal, the demonic, and the occult to determine if and how they could be used against the likes of the former Soviet Union and the Chinese. An initial grant of $150,000 was quickly provided. Investigative writer Gordon Thomas says, quote, Operation Often was intended to explore the world of black magic and the supernatural, end quote. It did precisely that. In no time at all, and mirroring the Collins elite, Operation Often became something of a secret order, one that was dominated by disturbing phenomena, the study of ancient and priceless books on the occult, and a long list of notable characters. As evidence of this, the personnel on board with Operation Often were soon mixing with, among many others, fortune tellers, mediums, psychics, demonologists, astrologers, Satanists, clairvoyants, and even those that practiced sacrificial rituals, such as the followers of Santeria. In essence, Gottlieb and his team were looking to hit and pummel the Russians and the Chinese with hexes, curses, bad luck, ill health, and even death, and all by engaging in Faustian-like pacts with paranormal entities from dark and disturbing dimensions beyond ours. Volunteers on the program were placed into altered states of mind in the hope that doing so might provoke out-of-body experiences, which then would allow mind-to-mind contact with anything and everything that might be on the other side, such as demons, devils, and who knows what else. To what extent the program worked is open to debate, not because the data is sketchy. Rather, the data and the results of the work of Operation Often remain classified decades after the program was initiated in the late 1960s. This begs an important question. If Operation Often achieved nothing of significance, why not let us know? Where's the harm in that? That the CIA flatly refuses to release its files on the project strongly suggests that some success, maybe even a great deal of success, was achieved. Moving on. Aleister Crowley, the great beast who died in 1947, was the subject of sensitive files that are said to have been destroyed, but which may not have been. In this case, the records were said to have originated with MI5, which is the UK's equivalent of the FBI. Richard B. Spence of the International Spy Museum has done his utmost to try and unravel the connections between Crowley and the intelligence community. Spence says of Crowley, quote, he was such a disreputable and even evil character in the public mind that arguably no responsible official would think of employing him. But the very fact that he seemed such an improbable spy was perhaps the best recommendation for using him, end quote. Another theory is that during the Second World War, British intelligence planned on using the world of the occult to try and prevent the Nazis from invading the UK. For years, there have been claims that top-secret documents are hidden somewhere in the depths of MI5, the equivalent of the United States FBI, which he just said above, but I guess he's repeating it here. And it's said that at least some of those same papers were focused on a woman named Sybil Leak. Encyclopedia.com say of her, Sybil Leak was a witch, an astrologer, and a psychic who was born in England into a highly unusual family. Her maternal grandmother was a psychic lady and a follower of the old religion. Her father was an intellectual and well-versed in metaphysics, but more inclined to a scientific investigation of a field of inquiry. Sybil's mother was a theosophist with an inborn affinity toward all children. You have to admit, that is one interesting collection of people to come from. I have tried to secure such files, but with no luck. But there's a chance they still exist. The BBC says, quote, one of the most incredible claims about her is that she was recruited by the British government during the Second World War. According to the Second World War author Michael Salazar, her role was to provide phony horoscopes for the Germans who believed in astrology. She apparently wrote a chart which convinced the Nazi Rudolf Hess to fly to England, where he was captured. Maybe one day we'll know for sure the truth of all these weird affairs. Maybe one day we will indeed. This interests me quite a lot as an astrologer, some of the things they were saying there in those final moments. I can actually envision what a chart like that might look like, that would, like a phony chart that would convince someone to do something that was in their favor, but that would actually not be in their favor. But I'm not going to say a whole lot about this. I'll just say this. As a student and practitioner of some areas of the occult myself, I can confirm there are indeed ways to use it against people if one were to so choose. I can also confirm that it would be incredibly foolish to do so. Make of that what you will. I'm Poetic Heretic. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you next time.